Okay, let's dive right into this. Have you ever stopped to think about how your heart, without you even thinking about it, just knows exactly how hard to pump from one second to the next? It turns out it follows this surprisingly simple, almost mechanical rule, a kind of smart stretch rule that keeps everything perfectly in check. At its very core, the idea is just this simple. The more blood that flows into the heart, the more blood it pumps right back out. It's this amazing self-regulating system. So, you start jogging, more blood comes back to your heart, and bam, your heart automatically responds by pumping harder. It's just a beautiful piece of biological engineering. But this whole more in, more out thing, it kind of begs the question, right? Can the heart just keep stretching and pumping harder and harder forever? Or is there a point where this perfect system actually starts to break down? And the answer isn't just fascinating, it's absolutely critical in the world of medicine. And that's where this fundamental principle of physiology comes in. It's called the Frank Starling Law, which is really just the official name for the heart's smart stretch rule we've been talking about. So let's break down exactly how this elegant solution works.
To really get this, we need to understand one key term: preload. Now, don't let the medical jargon freak you out. It's actually super simple. Think of it like pulling back a rubber band. Preload is just the amount of stretch you put on that rubber band right before you let it go. For your heart, it's the exact same thing. It's the stretch on its muscle fibers as they fill up with blood just before they squeeze. So this preload kicks off a perfect little chain of events. As more blood fills the heart, its muscle fibers stretch out. And here's where the real magic happens, like deep down at a microscopic level. The tiny little protein fibers that do all the pulling, they get into a better alignment, a more perfect position to grab onto each other. More stretch means a better grip, and that translates directly into a more powerful contraction. It's just like our rubber band. The more you stretch it, the harder it snaps back. The result? More blood gets pumped out. Simple as that. But, and this is a huge but, every elegant system has a limit, a breaking point, and the Frank Starling Law is no exception. So what happens when that stretch just goes too far? Let's go back to our trusty rubber band. If you stretch it way, way too far, what happens? It gets all limp and weak, right? It loses that powerful snap. Well, the exact same thing happens to the heart. Once those muscle fibers are stretched beyond their sweet spot, that perfect alignment is lost. They just can't get a good grip anymore. And not only does the benefit disappear, but the heart's output can actually start to go down. That is the heart's breaking point. So you might be thinking, okay, that's a neat biology fact, but this is so much more than that. Understanding this law, and especially its limit, is absolutely vital in the real world of medicine. It changes how doctors and nurses treat patients every single day. Just take a super common scenario, like giving a patient IV fluids. In a healthy heart, this is great. More fluid means more preload, and the heart responds beautifully by pumping stronger. But a failing heart? That's a whole different story. It's often already weak and overstretched. It's hanging out on that flat, failing part of the curve. So adding more fluid doesn't help at all. It just overloads a system that can't handle it, and that can make things a whole lot worse. And this is where applying the law becomes so important. Think about a really fast heart rate, tachycardia. The heart is beating so fast it doesn't have time to fill up properly. Less filling means less stretch, and that means weaker contractions. But on the flip side, if someone's lost a lot of blood, giving them fluids restores that preload and helps the heart pump better. This law helps doctors figure out which patients are preload responsive. In other words, who will actually get better with more fluid. Okay, so we've covered the concept, the mechanics, and the real-world uses. Now, let's just boil it all down into the one key takeaway. The single sentence you'd want to have in your back pocket for an exam or just to explain it to someone. Here it is. Increased preload, that initial stretch, makes the heart pump harder and move more blood, but only up to a certain point. Push it past that limit and the whole system starts to fail. That right there is the essence of the Frank Starling Law. So let's just end with this thought. The heart isn't just a dumb pump. It's this intelligent, self-regulating machine that is constantly adapting to what our body needs, all by using a simple, elegant rule of physics. It's a perfect design, right up until it's pushed past its breaking point. A simple law that governs every single beat of our lives. Pretty incredible when you think about it.